Rebecca with the Nocturnal. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So, tell me a little bit about the movie.
It's about a workaholic who has a crisis at her job, and
Mhm.
she goes to her hometown to kind of lick her wounds, and she runs into an ex-boyfriend who's kind of the one that got away. And they have this crazy whirlwind night together where she starts to think like, "Oh, he's the answer to my problems." And then she realizes that he's getting married that weekend, and she decides to stay and see what happens.
And along with directing the film, you also co-wrote it with your wife, Allison.
Yeah.
So, how did you both come up with the concept for the film, and what made you want to create a movie like this?
So the seed of the idea came when we were actually walking through my hometown in Northern California. We were walking from my high school to my mom's house, and I think just being in that setting brought about these kind of ideas about going home and reconnecting with your roots and confronting who you used to be compared to who you are now and how you feel about all of that. And so it just kind of seeped its way into the story. And the reason we wanted to make a movie like this is we genuinely love romantic comedies. And while we were writing this movie, it was the very beginning of the pandemic lockdown, and the movies that we were watching were mostly romantic comedies or like other movies that were very uplifting and positive because of all the darkness that was going on in the world. And so we just felt like, you know what? Let's try to put our own version of that in the world and try to spread a little positivity.
And one of the things I loved about the movie is like, I feel like sometimes when it comes to romantic comedies, people don't really focus that. Sometimes you do have that unrequited love from the past that you do want to revisit, see what they're up to, see if something can go, could go back to where it used to be. So
Sure.
that's something I really loved about the movie.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, we wanted to kind of explore the idea of the one that got away, where I think for a lot of people, when they think about that person, they remember all the positive things. But the reality is, like, if they ever reconnect with that person, they quickly realize, like, oh no, there were some like major inherent problems. There's a reason you're the one that got away. We weren't meant to be together, but you end up having that like relationship amnesia where you just remember the positive stuff. So yeah, that was kind of one thing we were trying to tap into in this one.
And just like you guys, I'm obsessed with rom-coms. Like it's really
Yes.
my bread and butter. It really
Nice.
is.
What are some of your favorites?
I love the Hallmark Channel. Like I'm obsessed with the
Oh.
Hallmark.
Will you watch all of them every time there's a new
Guys,
one?
I watch all seasons. I watched Fall in Love. I watch Christmas movies. I watch them all. Like I'm a fanatic. It's kind of crazy.
Our friend was in was it called something like Christmas on the Vine? Is that
Wait, really?
Oh, you know this. Oh, you know
I
this.
know the movie you're talking about.
Yes. Okay. Juliana Guill is her name. She's the blonde. She's the lead. Yeah. Christmas on the Vine, baby.
Guys, oh, I love them so much. It's really disgusting how much I love them. Like
There's
I
just comfort. Yeah. Is it just
Yeah,
like it makes
it makes me
yeah.
happy.
Yeah. Respect. I like it. I like it.
Exactly. So, like, one of the things that I feel like made this film so interesting is that it takes a different twist on the idea of a love triangle.
Mhm,
And it
mhm.
keeps you guessing because even till the end, I was like, so who is who going with? you know?
Yeah, I'm happy you say that. Yeah, that was definitely an intention to keep everyone guessing along the way. And what I realized is like most love triangles in movies, it's two people going after the same person, but in this love triangle, it's all sides going after each other. And it's like this is messy and complicated, but hopefully it feels very human and real and also unique and something that you haven't seen before.
Definitely. I love movies where I can have a reaction to it. Like, I was like, wait, what is going on here? So,
Good.
what do you
Yeah.
want viewers to take away from the film after watching?
I think one of the things is just about this idea that no matter where you are in your life, if you aren't necessarily like fully content, it's not too late to pivot and go after the things that make you happy, even in small ways. It doesn't necessarily mean that you need to change your job or move to a different town. It could just be like some people who are creative people, they end up having a profession outside of the arts or whatever it is, and they still have this creative urge though that they're not tapping into. And so even just as a hobby, like you gotta let that out and like paint or do whatever it is just as a hobby. I think it's really important.
Definitely. Always keeping in touch with the creative side in some way.
Yes.
Definitely. Thank you so much for speaking with me today.
No, I appreciate it.
I am Rebecca with the Nocturnal. How are you?
Hi,
Hey, how you
Rebecca.
doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So tell me a little bit about each of your characters. Allison, starting with you.
I play Allie. She's a bit of a workaholic. I play Allie, workaholic. She heads home to her hometown, runs into an ex-boyfriend played by Jay, the one that got away, and it kind of throws everything into disarray for her. She is a bit lost when we meet her in the movie. She thinks she has her life completely figured out. She like really has herself very clearly defined in her mind. And then she's confronted with this sort of other version of her life that she wonders if that kind of slipped through her fingers. And we watch her through most of the movie kind of try to figure out who she is and what she wants. And she fucks with a lot of people in the process.
Yeah, I play Sean, and he's a guy who, like, you know, when we meet him, he thinks he has his life. He's planned out his life, and it's on track, and he kind of has all these things that he wanted and ticked all the boxes, and then he bumps into his ex, Allie, and it just, her tailspin sends him into a tailspin, which then has him questioning whether or not he's supposed to get married this weekend to Cassidy, or if he's supposed to, like, go back to, you know, his ex, and, like, what could have happened, which then throws shit off for
me.
For Cassidy.
I play Cassidy, and she's stuck in this place between wanting stability with this person and then wanting the freedom that she's always had. And she somehow finds those answers in his ex. And, you know, she builds a relationship with Allie that is unexpected, and there's genuine, I think, by the end, like, care and a certain amount of love there.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think the film has like an interesting storyline when looking at the idea of a love triangle and nudity and just comedic elements, period. So, Jay and Kiersey, what was it like for you? What was your reactions when you first read the script? And then, Allison, what was it like for you bringing the words to life?
I mean, you brought up nudity. I think that people are confused when they find out that I didn't have like a knee-jerk reaction. If I ever read something like that makes me clinch up, I just won't do it because I don't want to second guess it when it's shown on a giant screen to people. But I don't know, you learn things about yourself. I've never, gone streaking in real life, and I thought this would be really fun. And I liked that there were all these elements in the script that even kind of confused me because, again, the blurred lines, and I really appreciate, and I have so many different different dynamics within relationships in my life. And when you read a script, on paper, it's hard to kind of grasp until we're all in person and we're doing it and we're feeling each other and it comes to life. That's the only way that you can capture the blurred lines.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would say I just really loved all of the layers that each of these characters had. Like, everyone's complicated and flawed, and they're all going through. It's really interesting because, like, even if Sean hadn't bumped into Allie at the bar that night, all three of these characters would still be going through something. And then now they're all thrown into this situation together that then adds another layer on top of it. And I just thought, like, that was such an interesting thing. And then there's so many fun moments. I mean, the fact that, like, we were going to get to go, like, floating on a river, the fact that I was gonna get to work with all, like, these two, plus Danny, plus Olga, plus, like, just this amazing cast of folks. Dave directing, obviously. Like, there were so many things about, like, reading this script and kind of hearing the voices and seeing the people that just made me want to jump in.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was so fun getting to watch these incredible actors bring these characters to life. Like, everything Jay said is true, that we wanted to write these complex people, and then it was just so fun to watch these two work, Jay and Kiersey, I mean, and everyone in the cast, they're coming at the characters with their own emotional history, their own relationship history, life experience, and perspective on it, and then just bringing such nuance to every moment of what these characters are going through. And it was really nice, Dave and I write the script together. We wrote it during the pandemic even, so it was like such a bubble of like how we are seeing these people and what they're doing and what they're capable of. And like even just our initial conversations with you guys about the characters were so helpful to kind of clock things that we maybe didn't think of or look at things in a different way. And I just think you see all of that in the movie, in the beautiful nuance to these performances.